I am, and I know you are, so ready for this next era of women to wealth. Before I tell the story of how we got here, what are you feeling? Like, how would you explain how you feel about stepping into this next phase?
More impact.
Yeah.
I need to know, and I know you feel the same, I need to know whenever that day comes that I take my last breath, that I made a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't just come into this beautiful world and just manage to do enough to look after me and my immediate family and not really have anything left over, time, money, or energy-wise, to make that impact. I want to know that my life counted for something more than just me.
Yeah.
And I really believe that this is our way to create a huge impact.
I feel like we finally figured it out, like the way. Because you will remember when we were on the phone and I said to you, we're talking about, different things. We'll do this. Yep, let's put that in place, just doing our weekly plan. And then I said, hey, I want to organize another call. I want to run something by you it's just been heavy on my heart and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since last night. And you're like, let's just talk about it now. I'm like, okay. And I explained to you, and I remember asking you, I said, are you good with doing things how we're currently doing them for another 5 years or even just 6 months? And you straight away said, no. And I said, me either. And I think it was this mutual frustration of going, what we do works. Women to Wealth method, it works. It's so powerful. It's proven. The results are there, but it doesn't have the impact that you just said. Like it's not reaching enough women. It's unrealized impact that we know we can make happen, but we're not if we keep doing things the way that we're doing them.
It's impactful for sure, because our women, as we know, are creating incredible results.
Yeah.
But there's not enough women accessing the space. So our first step was to say, well, how do we bring more women into this space?
Mm-hmm.
Because we know when women in first world countries are well resourced, that's how we change the world.
We do
and the world needs help right now.
Well, actually, our first step was doing what we say to do, which is question ordinary. So that conversation led into, well, hold on. If we didn't know how this was meant to be done, right? If we just take away how we're doing things, how people say to do things in this education, coaching, mentoring space, how do we want to do it? Like, how would we do it? And we would flip the whole model. We would do what they say probably not to do.
And next step is to model one of the principles that we teach, which is generosity is a superpower. And we can't wait until we have extra to be generous. Generosity counts more when we're generous despite feeling like we don't have enough, whether it's time, money, or energy to give. We have to start there first. And so how do we build a flywheel where women can step into this space and immediately start contributing?
Yes. Yeah.
Immediately start making a difference. Immediately recognize that there is someone much less fortunate than me in the world. And as much as I think my day's rough, my day's tough, I'm feeling the struggle of the mortgage, the not having enough to pay the bills, not feeling fulfilled, going to the job that just feels like it's sucking my soul and draining my energy every day. I feel like there's that struggle, but her struggle is so much worse. There are women in the world who have
they're living in a nightmare.
It's a nightmare, and it's really hard to comprehend, and it's so easy not to look at it because it's so painful to look at, and it's awful. It really is awful. So we have two choices. We just keep going with the model that we were, where women are paying to access our content. Yeah, they're getting great results, but it felt like you said to me, it feels like we're putting a barrier in front of a lot of women being able to access what they need to access so they can become the best version of themselves, so they can create their greatest impact in the world. And why would we keep that barrier there?
Yeah. Yep, that was exactly it. And it just became so clear. And I think, working with the amazing women we have over the last couple of years, and we say this, it's like, hold on, these women are so capable. And like all of us, we have access to these resources. We are smart. We can tap into so many things. There's opportunities all around us. What we know keeps women stuck, and there's still so many stuck, is they're working hard in the wrong model, looking through the wrong lens that's not helping them. So we know we can shift that. So how about we reduce the barrier and help shift that for more women? Because this is where, and this is when we asked, okay, what would the flip look like? It's not just waiting for women to learn the power of contribution and giving, and I know you speak to that as a superpower, but it's actually, no, we're going to do it from the get-go. We're going to show you how you don't wait for the more. And this is where society is, it's a little bit out of whack. It's like, when I get there, when I have leftover money and leftover time, or when I really become that woman, then I'll be able to do all this stuff. It's like, no, your greatest contribution is you. So if you commit to the work that only you can do in your way, if you commit to increasing your value into the world and giving it to the world, if you commit to changing your mindset and really also accessing, like not accessing, but taking these opportunities that are around us that other women in other countries don't have access to, if we actually do that, that's where your contribution starts. You don't wait for it. And you speak really well to this. You always share this analogy around running a 100-meter race. I think if you share that, that'd be really powerful.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? And this might sound a bit blunt, and maybe it's a little bit hard for some to hear, especially if you're feeling in a struggle, for those women who are feeling the struggle of life right now. But if we're born in a first world country, it's like starting the 100-meter race at the 80-meter mark, compared to the woman who's in a third world country or trapped in a sex trafficking space, or being exploited, or is trapped in slavery. She's at the zero. Mm-hmm. The woman who has to walk 10 kilometers to get a bucket of water and walk 10 kilometers home, and that's the water she's got for her family for the day, she's starting at zero. And it's easy just to look the other way. And it's easy to say, when I have extra, I will help her. Mm-hmm. But there is no time to wait. How do we say to a woman who's being raped 20 times a day, honey, I just got to learn to hold on. I've just got to learn some things about myself. I've just got to figure out how to create some extra income. And then when I do, I'm going to send help. How do we say that to her? We need to get her out today. And so that means we have to flip this on its head, and we need to start the contribution today, because we have so much more than we realize. We've been programmed into the struggle, but it doesn't have to be that way. We need to put on a different set of lenses. We need to see the opportunities that are right in front of us. We need to create the life that we want to create, which has more than we need, and it can happen so quickly. In fact, we're going to start it immediately. So the minute women step into our program, just by stepping into our program, they're freeing a girl.
And I think I just want women, as they're listening to this, to imagine that. Like, imagine thousands of women around the world going, okay, you know what? I'm going to intentionally design my life. I'm going to grab hold of every opportunity I have. I'm going to use the potential that I have. I'm just going to learn how to do it better. There's just some things I don't know. So I'm going to go do it. And as I learn to build more freedom and flexibility in my life, as I learn to become the best version of me, as I learn to give my greatest contribution to the world, the moment I decide to do it, not when I get anywhere, the moment I decide to do it, I get to free a girl, which is who we're partnering with. And it is young girls that, as we said, live in this nightmare. It is young girls who don't have the decision, don't have the choice, can't intentionally design what their day is going to look like. It is young women in a nightmare, being trafficked, being exploited, being sold.
And they're waiting for help, but we're waiting to have extra to give her help. And that's not okay. That's what we're calling out as not okay. We were born here, they were born there, and therefore we have the ability to help today. All of us do. We just need to realize it, we just need to see it, and we just need to make the decision. And imagine thousands of women step into this space, and by stepping in, thousands of women are freed.
And I know I speak for both of us when I say, when we figured that out, like, how does this look then? If we question ordinary, what does flip the model mean? And we figured this out. It was, for me, I'm like, that I can build. That I can go all day in. That I can get up. That I can do the extra yards for. And I think, you know, my hope is that women also have that feeling of, yeah, I can actually make a decision for myself and look at the contribution, look at the ripple effect I'm going to make doing that. Because I think for us, it's not about, oh, let's build a business. That'll be great. It's like, no, it's got to be bigger than us. It's got to be beyond just a business that takes care of us. And that's what this allows as well. Whether it's a selfish, you know, feeling that we have, but for me, I know that we both went, yeah, that's it. That's how, maybe from what you said at the start, it's like, how do I make the impact?
Yeah. So do you want to explain practically how is a woman stepping into our space going to immediately free a girl?
Yeah. So the first thing that we had to answer was, how do we reduce this barrier? How do we have more women access this? So we're going to really ask something small of women, and that is 1% of the average Western wage. Invest 1% into yourself, and as soon as you do that, we pass on 100% of the profits to free a girl. And that's how we create this movement and this ripple.